Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone. My name is Muhammad Ehsan Budiman bin Nasir. My metric number is 264124. Today, I'm going to present the best practice of tourism development in Bolivia. Before that, this video is prepared under tourism seminar subject conducted by Prof. Dr. Azilah binti Kasim. Now, I will start the presentation. Bolivia has substantial rainforest cover in the lowland areas. The Bolivian Amazon covers 59.6 million hectares, of which roughly two-thirds is forested. About half of Bolivia forest cover consists of primary forest. So, what is it in Bolivia that attracts tourists to come? There are many interesting places of Amazonian tourism destination in Bolivia. First is Madidi National Park. Madini is Bolivia's most biodiverse protected area and is among the most important parks in the world, with more than 6,000 plant species and close to 1,700 vertebrate species across 1.8 million hectares. The second is Rurenebak. Rurenebak is the port of entry to the Madidi National Park and integrated natural area. It is an exotic destination with a rich area of wildlife and open-air activities in place inhabited by indigenous people. A total of 90% of the Rurenebak population depend on tourism to make a living. The third is Riberalta. Located to the east of Amazonia in the department of Beni, Riberalta is a center for nut production and rubber extraction, and these centers are open to visitors. This center also enables visitors to meet indigenous people across its intensive territory tourism sites such as Lake Tumicuacua. The fourth is Guayare Marine. As a part of Amazon Tourism Triangle, together with Riberalta and Cobija, Guayare Marine is located along the border with the Brazilian city of Guajara. Among its extensions are the village of Cachuela, Esperanza, and the city of Bella Vista. The fifth is Cobija. The beauty and mystery of the unexplored forests and rivers surrounding Cobija are an invitation to adventure and ecotourism. Several indigenous people live in the region, among them are Pacachueras and the Yamanihuas and the Machineros. At the north of the city is Barranca del Arce. At the west, an extensive backdrop to admire the beautiful sunset. Another option is sport fishing in the wild. And the last one is Trinidad. The ethnic group of represent this area is the Mozos culture. Trinidad is located in the Lomas de Mozos, where ceremonial center in artificial hills safeguard important archaeology relics. Next, the best practice of sustainable development in Bolivia is the practice of ecotourism in order to protect the tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforests represent approximately 70% of the Bolivian territory and is considered to be extremely valuable natural endowment. Its different ecosystems are suited for the practice of ecotourism with high dose of adventure, contact with nature, and interaction with live culture with unique identities. In pre-colonial times, the indigenous people that inhabit this ecoregion survived on the gift of nature. This led to the singular way of interpreting the universe as reflected in their social, political, and cultural organization, and in the way they control communal public policies. Subsequently, the settler introduced them to new interpretation of the universe based on Christianity, that led them to acquire other very different way of social, political, and cultural organization based on imported communal policies. This form of social political organization was imposed during the colonial regime period until the formation of an independent republic. In this context, tourism took its first step in the region led by the private sector, historically supported by the state structure. Meanwhile, community tourism enterprise in Amazonia were postponed and its members were relegated to badly paid jobs in which underlying principles were those of economic capitalism instead of reciprocity, redistribution, and harmonious coexisting with the environment. The current policy aims to correct these irregularities and work towards a comprehensive and equitable tourism model. The old private capitalist tourism development model will be complemented through a new system that reclaims ancestral community practice in which human beings do not live off the land or for the land, but rather with the land and their surroundings. Achieving his goal will require a joint dynastic planning, management, and evaluation process by the public and private sector, civil society, and community tourism enterprise of the whole Amazon region, in which everyone works toward a common aim and sectoral objective. On the one hand, the indigenous and peasant communities that live in this natural space must commit to conserving their natural resource through shared responsibility with the state entities. On the other hand, the private sector must assume responsibility for contributing towards improving the quality of life of the local population and ensuring equity and reciprocity. There is no doubt that the driving force to consolidate sustainable tourism development in the Bolivian Amazon is the state apparel in providing a legal framework and control of tourism activities in the country, and the National Service of Protected Areas by conserving the natural space and protecting the people that inhabit them. Bolivia currently has 21 natural areas or parks in which extractive and productive activity receive special treatment because of the national heritage status. So, why Malaysia should learn from Bolivia? They actually has expanding the Amazonian tourism destination through an intersectoral approach, taking into account the fact that tourism is an interdisciplinary industry, strengthening existing community-based tourism enterprise and create new ones by consolidating the program and project of the National Tourism Plan and other complementary ones, consolidating the framework agreement for territorial cooperation in tourism that will transport the Chile, Bolivia, Brazil interoceanic corridor into an integral development axis, defining a tourism development plan for the Amazonia tourism destination, encouraging sustainable tourism development taking into account the Millennium Development Goals, implementing a regulatory framework to conserve and care for the environment. In conclusion, as noted earlier, Amazonia represents approximately 70% of the Bolivian territory and house an infinite numbers of native fauna and flora species that are unique in the world, threatening with the extinction. These are particularly important characteristics for the specialized tourism sector such as ecotourism and alternative tourism provider, which tend to be geared to high-income tourists. As such, the tourism supply needs to be adapted to this reality without over-exploiting the natural resource or the social, spatial, and cultural reception capacity of the welcoming communities. That's all from me. Thank you.